Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Quincy here to bring you Fairy Tail Chapter 348 review, The Demon's Comeback. Yes, I know I didn't review last week's chapter of Fairy Tail, but I just decided that I was going to review chapters that I kind of liked or, was kind of alright to me. This was a kind of alright chapter to me. So let's begin. Pretty much starts off with where last chapter left off with Lucy, Wendy, and Flare. They're talking. Flare pretty much tells Lucy and Wendy that I'm sorry, I was raised in this village of giants. I left because they were bigger than me, and when I finally found people the same size, it was weird. That's why I joined Raventail. And Raventail, hated fairy tales, so I thought that was normal. Sorry that I tortured you. Lucy pretty much said, no, forget about it. That's in the past. We're friends now. Yeah, pretty much that. Then Flare tells him, I hope the eternal flame can unmelt giants. I'll take you guys to that. So then they begin to go. Then you see, not Lucy, but Happy and Carla, and they're hiding. And then they're looking at this owl. I think it's an owl, but an owl is flying, and they're like, we can't fly with that thing in the air. Whatever. That was pretty pointless. We see Natsu. Natsu's running. He's like, I hear his voice sounds familiar. When the hell am I gonna turn back into, when the hell am I not gonna be a kid anymore? And then here comes the part which I enjoyed the most. Pretty much, it's Minerva destroying Erza. Minerva's just toying with Erza. It made me smile. It made me happy. I used to like Erza's character, but now I don't. And it brings me joy seeing, Minerva treating Erza like shit. That's a good thing. I mean, it would be better if Erza was an adult, but Minerva's pretty much toying with Erza, and it's awesome. I love it. Anyways, that's the part I like about the chapter. The next part, final part, we see Minerva's partner. Can't remember his name. I'm not sure if they've even said his name, but it's the dude with the word teeth. The guy that pretty much looks like a guy from Fisherman Island in One Piece. Pretty much. He sees Gray, and then Gray's like, why does your teeth look like that? And then the guy says, my teeth look like this because I'm going to eat you. He begins to climb. Gray turns into a kid. And then as soon as he turns into a kid, he remembers all the horrible events that happened when he was a kid. Like Deloria, Ur killing herself to freeze Deloria, the moon drip. Gray starts freaking out. The guy catches up with Gray and pretty much says, people must never step on the other sides of the gates of Hades. This village is like the doorway. That's pretty much what he told Gray before he was going to eat him. Gray then begins to think, and pretty much seems like he thinks Ultir, or it seems like Ultir is still watching over him. So then Gray tries to freeze the guy's hand. He lets go. And then Gray asks that guy, were you the one that froze over the village? And the guy's like, yeah, maybe I was that guy. Oh my gosh, guys, come on. Could we just not have an entire chapter of Minerva just destroying Erza? That would have been a much better chapter. Anyways, Gray then goes on to state, I'm going to I'm going to show you the full potential of ice make magic. And that's pretty much the end of the chapter. Everyone's a kid. Only one that's not a kid is Flair and Lucy. They're probably going to be turned into kids later. I know this is a fairly quick review, so I'll do a little prediction for this arc. Um, the gates of Hades. I feel like the eternal flame is going to be stationed on top of the gates of Hades. That's just what I see at the moment. I do see them beating the guy to turn them into kids, like Natsu, Gray, and Erza. Even though they are kids, they come together. They give a kid Nakama speech. They beat that guy. The guy asks Minerva for help. Minerva just says, "Don't talk to me, peasant. You're not worth it." Gray, Erza, and Natsu turn back into adults after they beat that guy. Minerva disappears and maybe joins another dark guild. Tratos, maybe. Maybe she takes the Eternal Flame for herself and that gives her a ticket to Tratos or a newly reformed Oracion Seas. Maybe Minerva's going to help the captive members of Oracion Seas escape. Of course, I want to see Cobra back. Cobra's my boy. I wouldn't mind seeing Midnight back. Racer. When Angel gets brought back, that's when Yukino comes back into the storyline. Maybe Sting and Rogue. Rufus and Orga. Sabretooth, Fairy Tail team up against the newly formed Oracion Seas, which I feel will be these mages. Cobra, Midnight, Racer, Minerva, that just seems like the big four at the moment. I just only see those four members right now. Maybe we'll see a return of Zero. I think that's his name. Brain. Yeah, Brain. I don't know where I got Zero from. Maybe. No, never mind. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys are fans of this series, so correct me if I'm wrong. It's just been a while since I watched the Oracion Seas arc and the Key of the Starry Night arc. So sorry about that. More predictions. I want to say that the newly formed Oracion Seas will crush Fairy Tail and Sabretooth's team up and open the gates of Hades, which hopefully will put Fairy Tail into a downward spiral where they're actually going to have to train and get stronger by training, training to get stronger to protect the people they care about. Hopefully. And what else do I see? Actually, I think that's pretty much it for my predictions. My predictions for the future of this arc, and maybe the beginning of the next arc. I don't see Raventail returning anytime soon. I do see Tratos, maybe some new God Slayers. There might be a new Dragon Slayer. We'll probably see mages from the Grand Magic Games return, like Bacchus, Leon, Jura, Miliana, Kagura, um, uh, Rocker, Warcry, and and more mages after that. Maybe even some more mages of the guilds. Maybe, Dolbengal will return or something from Sabretooth. Maybe we'll see Master Jinma, or maybe not. Maybe he died or something. Off-screen death for Fairy Tail. That's the best Hero Mashima can give you if that happens. Anyways, guys, no basic fat for this review. Sorry. Rate, comment, subscribe. Check out the links down below. And I'm Quincy. Sorry for being away so long. School's starting up, so I'm not sure how long. I'm not sure when's the next time I'll be able to talk to you guys. Anyways, that's the end of this review. Adios, otakus.